The Dakar Rally gets underway in a few days' time, marking the start of the 2023 Motorsport season, although the first part of the event is on New Year's Eve. But what is the famous race and who is taking part? Well, that's what we're going to be looking at in today's video. The Dakar Rally is an off-road endurance event that is taking place between the 31st December and the 15th of January in Saudi Arabia. There will be 14 stages taking place across the kingdom, with a rest day between stages 8 and 9 on January 9th. The first event of the rally will be the prologue, a short 11km stage to decide the starting order for the opening stage, with the competitors leaving the C camp and staying within the area due to the short nature of the special event. In reverse order, the top 10 cars and the top 15 bikers will get to choose their starting positions for the next stage. Stage 1 is another race from the C camp back to the C camp, but instead of over 11 kilometers, it will be over 603, with 368 of that being part of the special stage. This opening day will play into the hands of the well-rounded competitors, with sandy tracks coming after stony sections with loads of gravel. For rookies, the final part of the stage will push them to their limits, as the dune surfing abilities will be tested, but in comparison to other stages, this one isn't particularly challenging. Stage 2 sees the competitors finally leave the C camp and head to Alula, which so far hasn't failed to deliver something out of the ordinary. The majority of this course is made up of closed tracks, so the handling skills of the competitors will be tested, with those who do well will be heavily rewarded. The route is 590 km long and the special stage is 431 km. Stage 3 sees the competitors travel from Alula to Hail on the route that David Costera has described as perhaps the most beautiful 50 km in the rally. This stage is 669 km long with a special stage 447 km. This stage has the potential to shake up the standings in every category as the drivers and riders battle against sightseeing in order to keep their time strong. It's a round trip for round 4 as they travel from Hail back to Hail in a stage lasting 573 km with a special stage of 425 km. This is a tricky course as competitors face a mountain of sand in the first 100 km of the special stage. Tricky navigation on the sandy tracks will lead the competitors back to Hail and they will require laser-like focus all around. 646 km with a special stage of 375 km await the competitors that make it to stage 5 as they complete a second loop around Hail. Competitors can both gain and lose a lot of time here as their dune jumping proficiency is tested to its limits in the slalom type section. The experienced competitors will be hoping their knowledge will help them master the soft sand without giving away too much time. Stage 6 sees the competitors leave Hail and head towards Al Duadimi in a stage that will last 877 km with a special stage lasting 466. They will travel from coast to coast in the longest stage of the event, with competitors reaching triple digits of speeds on the fast tracks in the first half of the course. But the dunes will soon put an end to the fast speeds as the competitors clock nearly 2,500 special kilometers so far. It's a round trip in Al Duadimi for stage 7, which will contain a special course of 473 km included in their 641 km journey. The varied terrain of pebbles and dunes creates a grueling course, allowing a strong opportunity for the experienced competitors to gain some serious time ahead of their competition. Competitors who raced in the previous 3 editions of the Dakar Rally in Saudi Arabia will be familiar with Riyadh, their arrival point after their 722 km journey, of which 407 km is a special stage. They first must face the valleys in the heart of the mountains before tackling the wide open desert and finish the first week with the final 200 km on fast tracks before the competitors have a well-deserved break. Stage 9 will see the competitors travel from Riyadh to Harad over 710 km of a stage, including 439 km of a special. They are going to need to be straight back and focused to overcome the wades and canyons in the opening parts of this stage. They also have to be on top of their handling and navigational skills in order to avoid going off in the specials, with a chain of dunes marking the completion of the stage. As the race enters the boils of the empty quarter, a special stage of only 114 km takes place, Most of the day will be a long liaison as they head from Harda to Sheba, a total of 623 kilometres. Stage 11 sees the competitors travel from Sheba to the empty quarter marathon, with the stage being competed over 426 kilometres, 275 of which is a special stage. It is described as a love letter to rally raids, as the competitors will clock up 4,000 kilometres of specials after starting the stage, taking this race into extreme endurance territory, and this stage can easily break some vehicles, and with no assistant trucks or mechanics, keeping your vehicle in one piece will be incredibly important. Stage 12 is another short one, only 375 kilometres in length, 185 of which is special, as the competitors travel from the empty quarter marathon back to Sheba. This stage will test the focus and tactical abilities of the competitors, who will have to balance the fine line between pushing their vehicle too hard and not losing too much time on their rivals. A Junefest second half of the marathon stage awaits the competitors as the leaderboard really starts shaping up. Stage 13 sees the competitors race from Sheba to Al Hufuf, and this stage will give them a final opportunity to surf the chains of dunes, while also giving the podium hopefuls their final real chance to move up a few places on the leaderboard. The reliability of the vehicles will be tested, and this can make a huge difference as the event heads towards its conclusion after this 669km trip with 154 of a special stage. A trip from Al Hufuf to Dammam will bring the 2023 Dakar Rally to its conclusion. 414 kilometres with a 136km special stage will give the competitors their final opportunity to get the final few places secured on the leaderboard on the unusually fast beach. It's all about finishing here, as the seafront podium awaits those who have earned it. But who is taking part in this year's Dakar Rally? Well, there's 634 drivers, co-drivers and riders entering the race, with a further 118 drivers entering into the classic. Of the Dakar Rally entrants, there are 150 rookies made up of 86 riders, drivers and co-drivers, and 131 legends made up of 73 riders, drivers and co-drivers. There are entries from 68 nationalities, including the support crew, with 54 women in the race, with 20 of those in the classic. And in this year's event, there are 5 female-only crews. 125 motorbikes, 19 quads, 72 cars and 56 trucks join 47 T3 and 46 T4 vehicles in a field of 455, which also includes 76 classic cars and 13 classic trucks. 194 of the competitors come from France, more than any other, with Spain the only other country in triple figures with 119, the Netherlands following third with 90 competitors. As we can't possibly go through every single entry, here are a few key names, starting with the motorbikes. Sam Sunderland will race with the number 1 plate for the Red Bull Gas factory racing team after being crowned champion last year. He won the 2017 event as well, while finishing third in 2019 and 2021. Pablo Quintanilla finished second last time in the Dakar Rally and will be looking to go one better this year with the Monster Energy Honda team. In the final stage last year, he went to battle with Sunderland, and while he was fastest at almost every single checkpoint, taking nearly 7 minutes out of his opponent, it wasn't enough to take the overall victory. Matthias Walkner from Austria is racing this year for the Red Bull KTM factory racing team after finishing third in the Dakar Rally last year. He's finished in the podium in 4 of the last 6 editions of the rally, and in 2018 he would become the first Austrian to win the race in the bikes class. Another rider to keep an eye out on in the solo riders category is James Hillier, a familiar name to those fans of British superbikes and road racing. This will be his first attempt at the rally, as his bid to compete last year was pushed back. With Hillier setting the 7th fastest time ever around Isle of Man TT circuit, he definitely isn't feared to pick up the speed on a tricky course. Moving on to the quads class now, and the standout name here is the defending champion Alexandre Giroux, who went on to win the World Rally Raid Championship last year as well. His win came 25 years after his father became the first rider to finish the Dakar Rally, and will be looking to become only the second rider to make it back-to-back victories in the quad class. Francisco Moreno from Argentina will be another rider to keep an eye out on, as he finished second last year on debut. He got a hero's welcome back to his birthplace after the event, and while his goal of just finishing the race remains for this year, he could be a real threat for the overall win. Moving from 2 wheels to 4, and the standout name within the cars class has to be Sebastian Loeb and his co-driver Fabian Lurquin. Loeb is a 9-time World Rally Champion and has 80 rally wins to his name, and finished second in the Dakar Rally last year. But when it comes to the Dakar Rally itself, there is a bigger name than Loeb, and that's Nasser Al Attiyah, 4-time champion of the Dakar Rally, and he is currently the reigning champion. Alongside his co-driver Mathieu Bummel in their Toyota Gazoo racing car, they will be hoping to move to second on the all-time list for most Dakar Rally wins. Another name that you probably would be familiar with taking part in the rally is Carlos Sainz Sr., father of Ferrari's Formula 1 driver. He is a 2-time World Rally Champion and is looking for his 4th Dakar Rally win alongside his co-driver Lucas Cross. Francisco Lopez Contrado and his co-pilot Juan Pablo Lachik Vinagre are looking for the 3rd win in a row, competing in the light prototypes category like they did last year. They have been focusing full time on the Dakar Rally and could be a real threat at the top of the leaderboard come the middle of January. So that's just a selection of the few of the riders and drivers taking part in this year's Dakar Rally. We will link to the full entry list in the description below for you to take a look at. But how is the Dakar Rally run? Well, it's actually quite simple. First you must finish the rally and survive all the stages, and then your times through the special stages are added up along with any sporting penalties, and whoever took the least time to finish the rally will be crowned champion. We'll be bringing you daily updates across the social media platforms so you don't miss out on anything from the Dakar Rally. But that's all we have time for in today's video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you can join us in the next one. Goodbye.